Hey Aquarius, welcome to your January 2025 mid-month reading. We're just going to go ahead and get started and jump straight in here. I hope you're doing well. I am still running a sale on my personal readings. If you're curious or interested in booking a reading with me, that link will be down below in the description. You did pull this Temperance card here for your overall energy. And you did pull the Moon card here in your hopes and your fears. The Moon can literally be symbolic of fear or uncertainty based off questions about the future or just there being uncertainty in general. It's the ebbs and flows, right? The moon, right? The ebbs and flows of the tides and how things are always constantly changing. And so you have the Temperance here for the overall energy. You could be navigating some extremes at this time, especially with the Ten of Swords being in your challenge. I definitely see you're ready for change here. I don't want to say you've been humbled, Aquarius, because that's not the right word. I think that's not the right word here, but it's almost in a way to where you're realizing okay, it's time here for me to really understand what my patterns are. Ten of Swords can be self-sabotage, especially with a Mars retrograde right now in Cancer that's trine Neptune. It's like, even though it's a trine, Neptune energy can still kind of be tricky, especially when there's a full moon on top of Mars. So I'm not saying it's self-sabotage or anything like that, but it's the wanting to undo patterns, right? And the Temperance is finding that grace and that compassion and that humility to be okay, let me just let go of certain things here. That would be Neptune, right? And let me have compassion and have faith and surrender and just allow myself to creatively undo these things. And so you could be definitely ready for change here, or there's changes happening literally. But I like the Eight of Pentacles being in your current energy because you're very much focused on development, right? So Eight of Pentacles can simply be put, your job, the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, right? Things that you're trying to master, improve, things that you're working on here. You're definitely being diligent with what you're doing. And because of that, I think you are making improvements. Some of you can definitely really be into self-development. I'm also hearing philosophy. Right, so a lot of information coming through, and I haven't even really jumped in. But I think your advice here is to allow yourself to be free from, the Ten of Swords being here in the challenge, which is, the Ten of Swords could be, I always say it's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And so you get caught up in some type of cycle or some type of pattern, and it always ends up not getting you what you want, or it sabotages things, or you could just be caught up in a pattern, caught up in a cycle to where you're okay, enough is enough. And the Sun card would be setting yourself free from that. And the Ten of Swords can relate to the past. It's like getting, allowing yourself to be free from the past, from past experiences. And the Sun card is liberation. So allowing yourself to be happy and free and expressive and, whatever has happened, not letting those things define who you are. Very interesting. There's a lot coming through here. You pulled this Mars card. Boom. That's what I was just talking about. Mars is retrograde right now in Cancer. And we just had a full moon in Cancer with Mars retrograde. Even though this Mars moon energy did have aspects to Neptune and Uranus, this would really be, to me, if you really look at it from an evolutionary perspective, I think this is all of us being okay, the full moon aspect, the sextile to Uranus is okay, I'm feeling inspired here to set myself free and go beyond what I've done before, or just, liberate myself emotionally from things that don't have quality and substance and value, Uranus and Taurus, and start really connecting to the things that will increase my quality of life, especially with the Sun being in Capricorn. That will help me build a more quality life. And I think that Neptune aspect that's in the mix is helping us reorient our consciousness, the Sun card, right, to a higher spiritual principle, or just help us reorient our consciousness, right, just to something else. And it could be changing our awareness. It could be changing our perception on things. You pulled this expansion card. It says educate your mind and your senses here. So yeah, I definitely feel like growth is the main thing here for you. And right now you may be feeling very fired up, very passionate with this Mars energy. Some of you could be healers here, especially King of Cups, the Temperance here. The Moon card, you could even be psychic, work with subtle energies. Some of you could be readers, astrologers. Boom, yeah, you have the 6th chakra here, dreams. And the 6th chakra has a lot to deal with clairvoyancy, right? And also perception. But also the ability to see through illusions as well. And I think that's one thing that this full moon has done. And I think it's our own self-deception, if I'm being real honest. But also the deception as well, with everything externally as well. Some of you could be working with your dreams, working in the dream realm here. Aquarius. All right. Pull the King of Cups here in the position of the good stuff here. The King of Cups will be emotional maturity. And I don't mean anything negative off of that, right? I'm not saying you're immature. It's like we're constantly learning and growing and evolving and becoming mature, especially emotionally. These are emotionally turbulent times that we're going through. I mean, take a look at the world. There's a bunch of fucking crazy shit going on that's causing a lot of emotional heat, frustration. And the King of Cups is working with that energy to be able to find the most healthy expression, right? So things are coming up with Mars retrograde being in Cancer, a full moon in Cancer. And it's like, how do we navigate this shit, right? Like, what do we need to learn? How do we need to deal with our emotions? How can we be more compassionate? How can we be more loving, right? Like, how can we be more graceful? And I think that's something that's a positive thing that's happening for you. It's like you're mastering your emotional state here. King of Cups would also be a healer or someone here like a healer or a guide. So that could also be a good thing happening for you this month. Could be getting guidance or healing. Some of you are healers. You have the Temperance here for your overall energy. And I would say this will be the balancing out of the extremes, right? This would be recreating things. It's the integration of content that we're constantly learning, growing, and evolving. And it's like we kind of have to adapt to the environment and what changes here. And so whenever there's turbulence, the Moon card, or uncertainties, it's like we have to find that grace and that faith and that compassion, but also, rely upon our wisdom. You have the Moon card here in the position of your hopes and your fears. I think there's certain things that you're fearing at this time. I think there's also things too that you're intuitively picking up on that you're hoping is true. So we'll see what that's about. You have the 8 of Pentacles here in your current energy. Like I said, you're just doing your due diligence here, working, mastering your craft, working on things, building things, developing things, improving things here. Some of you may have Virgo in your chart. You have the 10 of Swords in your challenge, and then you have the Sun card as your advice. And I would say, the past does not define you, and don't let the past shackle you here. The Sun card is all about liberation, happiness, allowing yourself to be. 10 of Swords, what I kind of pick up on here is there's almost like triggers here, like you feeling triggered by certain things. Like your challenge is like getting over past things that still trigger you or something. And so the Sun card as your advice would be surround yourself with as much positivity as possible, and don't subject yourself to negative influences or things that will cause you to become, to take you back to the past. You have the 2 of Swords here in the future position, and then you have the Page of Swords in the outcome here. So if you're looking for communication or anything like that, I do see you getting it here in the outcome position. If you're waiting on revelations or answers here, I do see you understanding those things or getting those answers here. The 2 of Swords, though, I do see you thinking through something here, and I feel it's because maybe you're waiting to see when the right timing of something is, right? So this could be a timing situation to where you need to just see and think and feel out what decision you want to make. But ultimately, I do see you getting a clear answer here with the Page of Swords, and you being able to make some sort of adjustment, or you being able to know your next steps here based upon new information. I do see you getting insight and clarity here, especially if you're wondering or if you're curious about something here. or even the moon card, it's like you're diving into something. The moon card's Pisces, so you're diving into something and gaining awareness, but you feel like you need more time and more space to gain a more deeper state of awareness, or for your consciousness to be able to expand here more until you are able to see something more clearly or understand something. You have the Knight of Wands here in the position of something you're unaware of that you need to be aware of here. Triggers. I kind of feel not allowing yourself to be emotionally triggered. Mars retrograde in Cancer with the full moon that we just came off of on January 13th. And also the sun that's opposing Mars when I'm doing this video today. So this could be emotional triggers, reacting, aggression. Where's Cancer for you? It's your 6th house. Aquarius. So obstacles, there's shit coming up for you on a day-to-day basis. 8 of Pentacles that you're having to deal with, right? And so these things can be frustrating. All right, let's clarify your read. Clarify the King of Cups here. Clarify the King of Cups. You pulled the Moon card. Well, the good thing here as well is for you clairvoyants out there, or psychics, I mean, everybody's clairvoyant to some extent and psychic to some extent. But if you work in the psychic field, I feel like your abilities here are about to really increase. King of Cups in the Moon card could be, you have a sensitivity and you're able to perceive and see things that aren't readily easily seen, right? So this could be really just the overall message here is intuition, imagination, but also clairvoyant faculties and your ability to perceive and pick up on things that, you know, you were once unaware of before. But I also say this is you mastering your own, I guess, like emotional self-control, I would say. Integration of the shadow, I feel, as well. Clarify the Temperance for the overall. You have the 8 of Wands. Yeah, some of you definitely could be writers. Temperance, 8 of Wands. Could be into poetry, can be artists, you could be doing music here. You know, yeah, speakers, influencers. But Temperance, 8 of Wands is, especially 10 of Swords being in the challenge, like the overall vibe here is to allow yourself to be more lofty and broad, basically. Allow yourself to research, to learn, to explore, to adventure into new things here and start integrating the things here that you learn. 10 of Swords is when you're doing the same thing over and over, like I said, and getting the same result. It's like it's time to fucking expand your consciousness, the Sun card. Which is also why you pulled the expansion card. It says educate your mind and your senses here. Clarify the Moon card here. Clarify the Moon in the position of something, or in your hopes and fears. You pull the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I think right now you're just hoping to clarify things that you still have questions about. You're hoping to get the clarity here, receive the clarity. I think a lot of you here are hoping to understand a part of yourself, or to understand more about yourself. So with the Moon card, you know, there's like parts of the psyche, right? The Moon is your mind. People think it's Mercury. Mercury is somewhat deals with your mind. Mercury's more the intellect. The Moon is your mind. So this is like you trying to really understand possibly your own psychology when it comes to things. Or you could just literally be looking for clarity and answers here because you feel like some things are a little bit unclear. Clarify the 8 of Pentacles. You have the 2 of Cups. This is self-development and self-improvement. So a lot of you here are really working on yourself, you know, really getting into doing practically what needs to be done to evolve and learn and grow. I think here too, you could be working on your relationships at this time. You're improving your relationship with yourself. Some of you definitely have Virgo in your chart, because I keep wanting to call you Virgo. But I think for you, Virgo is your Aquarius. God damn it. It's your 8th house. So there's definitely some transformational work here that you're doing. 8th house does point to the unseen and the shadow as well. Clarify the 10 of swords in your challenge. You pull the 5 of swords here. Yeah, I think right now enough is enough, right? 5 of swords is like you're ready to break the pattern, break the cycle here. Ready to set yourself free. Clarify the 2 of swords. You have the 4 of wands here. I see great balance when it comes to you being able to define what you want and create what you want, and also feel the harmony that's involved with it. I know it's kind of surface level, but I think here 2 of swords, 4 of wands. For one, I see more balance happening in your life here. Are you discovering more balance here? But I just see, honestly, I just see you being in a peaceful state of mind. And I think it's because you're working on yourself and you're doing things for yourself. 4 of wands, that's empowering you. But as a result, it's also helping your relationships and everything else that you have relationships with in your life. Clarify the page of swords here. Also, I see you being able to make peace with the past and find empowerment through the struggles that you have faced. It's like you've learned, or you're growing here, or you're starting to understand something about yourself, and it no longer has control over you. You did pull the page of swords, ace of swords here in the outcome. So this will be clarity and information and news if you're waiting on some type of external feedback. I also pick up page of swords, ace of swords as you coming up with a newer idea, or just getting, or just having a new idea here, but pursuing that idea. What is this about for Aquarius? Aquarius is always coming up with new ideas. 4 of Pentacles. I feel like it's in regards to if you're looking to buy something here in January. I feel like you could get good news and figure out how you could get something here. But I think this 4 of Pentacles, this is you I think this is you allowing yourself to open up to new ideas, to build upon what it is that you already have in your life. So it's like you could be taking on side hustles or doing side projects here that either adds to your resume or just adds to your influence, I guess. Clarify the Sun card as your advice. You pulled the Page of Pentacles here. I think your advice right now is, Page of Pentacles is about taking what it is that you have learned and applying it practically, especially with the 10 of Swords, 5 of Swords being the challenge. But allowing yourself to also be seen, Aquarius. There's something here about being seen. Allowing yourself to put out what you create and allow it to be seen by the public, or allow it to be seen by the world. Express yourself, embody your light, let your light shine out to the world here. Clarify the Knight of Wands here. You have the 5 of Pentacles. This is in the position of something you're unaware of that you need to be aware of here. I feel one thing I pick up here is how you feel. So the Knight of Wands, 5 of Pentacles energy could be what you have that you identify with. And so some of you at this time, it's like you're wanting to have more for yourself, right? To create more of an identity or something like that. You have the Queen of Wands here. You have nothing to prove, Aquarius. You don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to prove your worth, your value. That's Knight of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Like, I need to prove my worth, my value. But I don't think it's coming from the right place. The Sun card, Page of Pentacles, is it's like you already have the worth and the value instilled in you, the Sun card. It's just about sharing and creating and loving and having experiences here. And understand that you're worthy. And there's nothing you have to do to prove yourself. So maybe if you have a sister, I know this is fucking just random, but if you have a sister, they may want to talk to you or something like that. I don't know what that's about. So I don't really get shit like that. So that was just something that came through. So, all right. That's what I got for you, Aquarius. I'm going to leave your reading here. I appreciate you for watching. If you want to book a personal reading with me, again, that link will be down below in the description. If you're newer to the channel, I encourage you to subscribe. And if you liked the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button for me. Otherwise than that, Aquarius, I'm wishing you the best. And I'll see you in your next video.